Well, all of the species in this report have been studied elsewhere, some of them to a great extent, some to a lesser extent. But what's unique about this report is that it looks at them all together. So as far as we're aware, this is the first time that's been done. And when you actually look at the cumulative impacts of climate change on all of these species together, that's when you realise just how serious this problem is. Well, these 10 species are flagship species. They represent the habitats that a lot of other species share, and they represent threats to a lot of other species. So some of them are also keystone species, like the African elephant, for example. Without the African elephant, a lot of plants simply won't germinate. So if we lose one of these 10 species, we stand to lose a lot of other species at the same time. Well, some species are more at risk from climate change than others. Polar species are of particular concern, like polar bears and a lot of the penguin species, because the rate of warming is so much greater at the poles than the average global warming rate. Some scientists actually predict that the polar bear may possibly become extinct as soon as 75 years away as a result of climate change. Coral reefs are also in serious trouble. With climate change, bleaching events are predicted to become more frequent, and some scientists suggest that 80% of our coral reefs could be gone worldwide in a matter of decades as a result of global warming. The species have adapted to climate change before, but never at the current rate of global warming that we're seeing now. Species need the time to evolve, and they need space to move. Currently, species are under so much pressure that they simply don't have the luxury of time or space to move to adapt to climate change. We're talking about populations of species that are incredibly low. There's only about 4,000 tigers left worldwide. The population of orangutans has declined by 20 to 30% in the last decade. So species are under enormous pressure, and climate change as a result could be the final nail in the coffin. Well, it's definitely not too late to turn this around, to turn this global tide of extinctions around and save our threatened species. The very first thing that people can do is get involved in Earth Hour. At 8:30 p.m. on the 28th of March, you can turn your lights off and cast your global vote against climate change.
Very late last week.